energy on my phone. But I just want to share a little bit about 2006 to 2012 or about it was 6 seasons. I'm sure everyone who's wanted to watch it may have watched it by now, but if not, it's on Netflix and I've seen it several times. I actually finished it again early this morning, and I because I've seen it so many times. I don't know if you are like this, but when I'm watching something that I've already seen, I tend to get ahead of myself or get turned around on what's next. So there's that battle that you're constantly going through. But usually I'm watching it as like a background noise to doing other things. It's like a comfort, like comfort food when you want to have a sound going on, but you don't want to pay a lot of attention. However, when I watch these shows again, I do tend to find things that I missed along the way. And this is I'll just put it this way. I keep noticing something about this show that I find interesting considering it was for a teen audience. Is that it's like they made sure that each character slept with every one of their friends, except Serena didn't sleep with Chuck. That's the only one that I could think of that didn't happen. And I just find that very interesting for a teen show. I mean, I understand that these days, supposedly, there are different, I don't know, qualifications for young adult shows. But if you pay attention, then you will definitely notice this. And as I'm finished this show, I wondered how I could watch the new version, which came out in 2021, that I have yet to see more than one episode of. And I was able to find it on HBO Max. And I watched most of the first episode. I'm going to watch more tonight, but because I realized that I have to rush and watch it, right away, it just, it's there. And so as I'm watching this first episode of the new version from 2021, and I'm considering this idea that they had all of the characters sleeping with each other, and then as I'm watching the new version, and I see the more adult nature of the newer version, I'm still wondering about their idea of young adult programming. I mean, I admit a lot of the old Gossip Girl also had, issues going on with the adults, of course. But I, I was going to say there wasn't any adults with young adults. But now that I think about it, Nate was with someone near the end of the Sage, and she was 17. Okay, well, it's all a mismatch. But the idea of the show, if you haven't seen it, as they say in the show, it's young adults acting as if they are adults, drinking, partying, which it's very interesting because I understand a lot of that is what the entertainment industry is showing us as opposed to maybe what's going on in this actual reality, and maybe their entertainment is giving ideas to the reality on how to behave. Anyone in the age group can let me know if that's what's happening. I see how entertainment affects our reality, and that's one reason that I even watch these shows, is that I'm kind of curious at what's next and what's out there. And I mean, I like to be entertained, but in particular, Gossip Girl, of course, because Penn Badgley is the star of You, which is also Netflix. And after I watched those episodes, sometimes I just like to see him as Dan. It's like a whole different character years ago, where in You, he's basically a just let's just say a psychopath. We will do that. We'll talk about that another day. But it's interesting to see the different characterization of him as Dan and him as the guy in You, Joe. I think I would know the last name. His name is Joe in the other one. And that's one reason that I wanted to watch it again. That and I was running out of new series to see on Netflix. I also started Lucifer, but we won't go into that one. I've only seen that one like 3 times. But does anyone else do that? Do you go back to old shows that you liked because it's comforting or because you haven't seen them? Or do you like to use them as background noise like I do? I mean, the characterizations are cool. I mean, another reason I ended up watching Gossip Girl is the guy that plays Bass, Chuck Bass, was on Instagram, and he's married now with kids, and it's fun to see him as in his regular life role as opposed to him in the show. Yeah, so there was a lot of things, and of course, the stuff going on with Blake in the news that's so crazy. And I just bought her drink at the store, Betty Buzz, last week. So there was actually a lot of manifestations connected to me watching Gossip Girl. But I'm done with it for now, and I just wanted to share, I don't know, just a couple thoughts about it. Um, the way that the way the young adults behaved. And something I didn't really notice till yesterday was Chase Crawford playing Nate Archibald. He's the only one on Gossip Girl who never sent in a tip, right? However, spoilers, in the very last season, near the very end, he actually commits fraud with his company by playing with the books, just like his father did in his company. Very interesting. He would go the whole show without gossiping about anyone on Gossip Girl. And then he would just like commit a crime and be in jail. Maybe they just figured he needed to do something bad